This is Everyday Prepper, welcome back to the channel and thank you very much for joining me on today's Tarp Breakfast Club Bacon Roll edition, hopefully. Right, so I'm going to set up my special mic, set up the tarp, walk you around it, cook the breakfast, you know the score. I've got loads to talk about today and we've had a busy few days. Let's get tarping. Right, we've got the tarp set up, we've got the mic set up, we're all green and good. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. So the tarp, what we've done, there are so many different points to choose from, it's absolutely insane. So first of all, at the back, I've used a tie-out point, stuck that on the tree with a bit of paracord, pegged out a couple of points, all nice and even, well, reasonably even, peg right over there, and a peg down here, so sort of kept it symmetrical. These bits are just left flapping, but I could pin those out. Can't be bothered at the moment. And then this one I've just lashed it around my pole. Guy right there. Same again to the tree up there. And that's inside. Nice bit of space. And funny enough, it's really bright inside. It's like being in a tent. The other tarp that I had, the 3 metre, well, I've still got the 3 metre one, it was much darker because of the woodland camo, and it also had a silver reflective lining. So I don't know what this will be like to sleep in, that'd be interesting. But the silver reflective lining on the 3 metre one kept me warm at night, but also blocked out a lot of the light. So, but this one seems to be blending in with the woods. So a little look, all around. Yeah, it's multi-terrain. It's multi-terrain pattern. I think the woodland camo actually blends in a bit better. This one's a little bit lighter, but it blends in with the trees. So it's still not too bad. I've got my mat, my big mat with me that I brought because that was really good when I was down at the rifle range and sitting on concrete. This was quite nice. So I've just let that self-inflate. I'll just do that up. Right. Oh, so much to talk about. But I've got a bit more time today because I'm not bunking off. No. Well, I might just start working a little bit later because I can. Because I need to edit this one and I've got some other bits to do as well. So I've got the time. Obviously, you guys haven't got the time, so we'll keep it brief. And we'll edit out any rubbish. Shouldn't be pulling up roots, but they're in my way. Now, I need to get some breakfast on. It's bacon roll time. I have got pre-buttered rolls and pre-aromated rolls. I love a bit of aromat, so I've done that, but I've still got my seasoning, thanks to JB. I've got my seasoning with me, my salt, my peppers, my two different peppers. Now I think I'm going to go with the stove using the BCB tucked inside the stove today. Now, just had a fantastic chat. As I was coming into the woods, let me get the stove out. It's funny how the universe works, right? I was thinking to myself the other day, oh, do you know what? I'd love to try and catch the guy who's around Coppicing or whatever, find out who the owner is, and take a risk and ask if, I think this camera angle is really wonky. Try and straighten it up a little bit. Should be right. That's better. I thought, oh, if I come across them, I'll ask if I can, you know, I'll say, oh yeah, I love your woods. I frequent it regularly and do videos on nature and wildlife and stuff. And I wondered if you'd have any objection to me stopping over. And I know that's not wild camping if you've got permission, but I don't really care. It's just nice to, if you have permission, to wander around freely and not have to be worried about anyone approaching you or anything like that. So that's what I thought might make my job a little bit easier and make me more inclined to stay over a bit more often. So anyway, I thought, you know, it is a risk because if they say no and then they catch you camping, then you've really kind of trodden a line, you kind of crossed the line. But as I was coming in, there was some council workers doing a load of coppicing and chopping wood up assuming for wood burning logs. Nice chopping, because that was the kind of size. And I had a little chat with him. I think I know one of them. I'm sure he's local, but anyway, I'm not sure he recognised me, but so we had this chat. I just said, "Oh, I'm just wandering through the woods, just doing some filming, you know, in nature. And sometimes I stop off and have a little picnic, kind of thing." And they went, "Oh, yeah, it's all public, mate. It's all public." I said, "Do you reckon they have any objection to you staying overnight?" And he goes, "Well, it's a parish. It's a local parish that owns this woodland." And one of the guys who was doing the sawing up, the guy with the chainsaw said, "Oh, I used to camp here all the time." He said, "I don't think it'll be a problem." He goes, "Don't bother asking them. Just go. No one's gonna spot you, as long as you kind of don't make a mess or anything like that, or do anything dodge." I said, "Yeah, as long as I'm not dealing drugs or doing some weird cult thing and leaving an absolute mess, I should be all right." He goes, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And they were like, "Yeah, it's really cool." So, and they told me a little bit about the other woods a bit further down as well, with some really old gravestones and stuff like that. And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's all fenced off, but just jump over the fence, don't worry about it." It's really cool. So that's made me feel a lot more comfortable being in here now. They know I'm in here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to definitely come and do a camp, probably in the tent, maybe before Christmas. I'd really like to do that. Maybe even Christmas Eve. I've camped out New Year's Eve before on a beach doing fishing, because I don't really do New Year's Eve. Anyway, we have the stove. This time I'm going to try and get it all on camera. So what we'll do is I'll face the camera let's put the camera over here. Right, so we've got the camera there. Now, stove, you'll be able to see the stove. It's all good. Get some leaves out of the way. Just clear this area. I don't really want to light a fire again, so just because of all the leaves and stuff. Oh, ivy gets everywhere. Oh, I made a right pig's ear of that. That's good. The ivy out. Okay, good. So, the shelter here really now is just because there's barely any wind, so I would have pinned down this a little bit more, this tarp. I still stink of smoke from the last fire I did. Wash my hands quickly. State of them. Doesn't matter if I use the water up, because I'm not going to be bothering with the coffee. I don't think. I might do. Oh no! Well, I forgot my tea towel. Oh no! Okay, trousers it is. Now we do have a slight theme of trousers today, and I will explain. In fact, I think you've seen it on the thumbnail. Okay, now, the other day my wife said to me, Mrs. EP, she said, "Oh, what you need is, if you're doing these breakfast clubs near Christmas, you need to be wearing a Christmas hat." I was like, okay, don't normally do Christmas hats, but there's loads of people out in the town wearing them now, even before Christmas. And I said, well, the only Christmas hat I would wear would be a camo one, camo Santa hat. So we both set about looking them up online, and the ones on Amazon was no good. They look like real cheap shite, and the delivery was after Christmas, which kind of defeats the object. So had a look on eBay, and it was all American. It was like $23 they wanted just for postage. No guarantee it's going to get there before Christmas. Anyway, Mrs. EP went, "Hey, no problem. You know those trousers upstairs that don't fit you anymore?" I was like, "What?" So I had these surplus trousers, and they don't fit. They're really tight around the thighs. And I've got bigger thighs now, probably from all the hiking, you know, not because I'm fat. Anyway, the result What's this? How cool is that? That is genuine surplus camo. Really warm too. It's probably going to annoy me actually, but it's very warm and looks great and keeps me camouflaged in the woods, apart from the bright white bauble and band. But we won't worry about that. So there we go. So that's one part of the trousers story. I'll tell the other part in a minute. Now, we've got to get my stove. Oh, I did bring a lighter. I thought I was looking for a lighter this morning and I forgot to look for it properly. I got distracted, as I do, and walked off having not accomplished the task of finding a lighter. So now we've got my BCB stove with my doodah. Let's get all that set up. Put that in there. Now I know that one of these is good for a couple of eggs, at least. So it should be all right. Stove set up. Yeah, stove is good. There we are. So hopefully that'll be all right. Can't remember how I did that now. I'll just put that like that. Sideways, there we are. That balances on those bits, I think. There we go. Balances like that. Yeah, let's do that. That balances a bit better. And then we just need to prop that up slightly, like so. Don't know if that picks it up on camera, but the I don't know if it picks it up on the mic. Probably doesn't, but there's loads of dogs barking in the background. That's because there's a dog's home over there, and they're obviously all very excited about something. There's people out shooting as well. I suppose, oh, Saturday, isn't it? Of course. Game day. So, yeah, people shooting, which upsets the doggies. Right, that's all good. Now, let's get some food on. Bacon roll edition, but I did bring some eggs. My daughter and Mrs. EP said, you can't go and do a Tarp breakfast without eggs. You've got to have eggs. So, so that was that settled. Right, pre-buttered and pre-aromated rolls, and then the bacon. Frying pan. I brought the frying pan, didn't I? Yes, I did bring the frying pan. Okay, good. There he is. Let's get that out. So, there's so much I wanted to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to get it all in today. Right, so pre-spray the frying pan. Yum. Let's get the old BCB lit. Oh, is he going to work? Puts his hand in the fire to light the already lit fire. Idiot. Get the pan on. Oh, that's nice, that. It's nice to have a flame as opposed to a gas flame. This is nice. It makes it feel like proper camping. And now I've got the guy's approval. I do what I like. Right. Spatula, where are you? There you are. So, what to talk about? I'll come back to the trousers and the AI thing in a moment. So, what do you think about all this drone situation, right? Well, since we last did the breakfast club, well, not the last breakfast club, because that was the giveaway. Oh, thank you so much for all your comments, by the way. I mean, what I said that you're all nice people, but I mean, you've gone really over the top, and you know, with all your entries into the competition and everything else. But all the comments have just been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. It sounds like on the comments that you're really, really enjoying Tarp Breakfast Club, and I am too. But now, of course, then I realised I said, "Oh, make your comments nice, otherwise I'll delete them and won't enter you into the competition." So of course you're going to be nice. I'm joking. I'm joking. It was really, really nice to see all the really nice comments. So thank you so much. And yeah, hopefully we'll do another giveaway sometime. Well, we've still got to do this one yet. We'll do a live soon. I think on about the 17th or 18th. But I'll put up a community post so you can see when it's all happening. Now this bacon. I've got four rashers. Oh, that smells good already. So yeah, this drone thing, right? So since we last spoke about it, which was a couple of breakfast clubs ago, or when I last spoke about it, it was only over New Jersey, and now they're all over the country, all over the US, right? I have to wipe my hands on. Not good, is it? Good old trousers. Right. So, yeah, so these drones are increasing. There's like people going, oh, there's like 30 odd every night flying over my house. So that means it's not just over military installations. And I was thinking, well, why don't you, surely someone in New Jersey has got a decent drone that they can just send up and go and have a little gander. Because I would. If there's 30 drones flying over my house, it's not restricted airspace. Unless they suddenly restricted it, I'd be sticking my drone up definitely and having a look. It's only at night, so you're probably not going to get a brilliant image. And mine's like 4K resolution on my drone, so I would have thought, or why don't you shine a laser at it, or shine a torch at it, or have a look at thermal imaging or something like that. No one seems to be doing it. But then I saw something really weird. I still think they're obviously military, they're doing something. And one of the drones, on the one shot of the drone, looks like, I watch a channel called S2 Underground. He's like sort of OSINT, American military, open source intel. And he's usually pretty up to date. And he suggested that one of these drones was something by a company called Pivotal, and it's a plane called an Aero. If you look it up, I think he said a slightly different one, but if you go on their site, Pivotal Aero, it's like a one-man electric powered flying car. It looks great. They're about 200 grand, and you don't need a pilot's license, but that's in the States when you can just fly anything you want. Obviously in Britain, no chance. So apparently these sort of things, which would be the size of a car or an SUV, that maybe they're trying those out. Maybe they're trying them unmanned with maybe like a chat GPT on board or something like that. I don't know, but the AI is coming on in leaps and bounds, hence the comment on the thumbnail. So yeah, it was so there was another article that came up, or not an article, a video I saw, or several videos actually. It was up in Oregon, which is the west coast of the US, north of California, and they had some transcripts of an actual audio of 4 pilots, and they were military pilots because they were talking about targeting systems, TACs, and do you know what I've done? I haven't vented this properly because I've put the vent in the way. Oh, well, it's cooking all right. Where was I? Aircraft. So, and they were saying they've seen these UFOs, which obviously was unexplained. Oh, that was a big bang. And they were saying that they would, what did they say? Zipping out to the ocean and zipping back at speeds that he said I couldn't even find the words to describe. And this is a pilot. And he was saying they also were going from 30,000 feet to 50,000 feet and then back, sort of 20 miles off the nose of the plane, like in split second, so quick. They said it's a red a red kind of disc or something like that. And I saw, so that was interesting. It was like, well, that would be like, we really haven't got that kind of tech, surely. But then they were talking about, there's another video trying to debunk it, saying, oh no, they were clearly seeing sunlight reflections on Starlink satellites. And I thought, okay, it's pretty quick to come out with that. And also, the red, would that explain the red? It might do, but it wouldn't explain what the pilot said about spiralling down from the sky and then suddenly zipping out to the ocean, then suddenly coming back. And it was on their TACS system, their targeting radar. So they had it on radar, but the air traffic control didn't have it on radar. It's raining. Tarp's going to come into its own. Just need to move that camera slightly. Yeah, so air traffic control didn't have it on their radar at all, which was interesting. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's obviously something weird, and then you get people in the comments going, "Oh yeah, there's some radar operator has turned around, some proper professional knows what he's talking about, has turned around and said something big is really going to occur. They're going to do something big." And I know what they're alluding to. They're alluding to this Project Bluebeam thing, where the governments try and manipulate the people into a global governing system because of an alien invasion, or there's links to the Antichrist, all that kind of rubbish as well. But anyway, Project Bluebeam, I found out, was dreamt up in the 60s by a guy called Serge Mano, or something like that, a French guy anyway. So he wrote a book all about Project Bluebeam. So I have ordered the book, which should be coming today. I thought I'll read from the horse's mouth, find out exactly what's going on, and I'll read that and I'll get back to you. But there's lots of conspiracy theories around all this, but who knows what to believe? It's really, I'd love it to be aliens. Two things I'd love in this world. I'd love aliens to come down, even if it killed me, even if it was awful and destroyed the world. And it's horrible to think that way, but how exciting to be finished off by that, and to have the universal question that everybody in the world asks at some point in their lives: are we alone? To have that answered emphatically, yes or no. Hopefully it'll never be a no. I don't believe it would be. But to have something that's millions of years, maybe more advanced than us, come down and either destroy the planet or help us out, you never know. I just think that would be an amazing time to live in. That, and also, or an AI takeover. Again, it doesn't worry me, it doesn't frighten me, it just excites me. The thought of an AI takeover, like Terminator kind of thing, just exciting. The fact that we've created a super intelligence that's run away with itself would just be incredible. And I wouldn't. I mean, if it actually happened, it'd probably be terrifying. But I just think that's the two things that would be one of the most exciting times to live, rather than the war. Rather than the war, I'd rather something dreadful happen to the world because of one of those two things than a nuclear war. Because nuclear war, we did it. Whereas, although AI, we did it too, but AI is kind of, it's going to run off with itself, and it's like, where's it going to go from there? Is it then going to go off and explore the galaxy and the universe and stuff, without us? And that'll be the remnants of us. It's just a weird thought, really. But anyway, I've obviously been looking at this and watching lots of videos and reading lots about it. I've always been interested in outer space and stuff and astronomy. But last night, I had a weird dream, hence the AI, give me your trousers, was it's time for the eggs. I was out in Woodland, so I was obviously thinking about today. This is my dream. I was out in Woodland and I was with like some sort of AI, but it's not like a robot or something, but I had some sort of AI. Maybe it was just ChatGPT on my device or something on my phone. And I had loads of USB devices, but everything was running out of power. My drone had run out of power. Oh, I forgot my drone. Mind you, it's raining, so I wouldn't use it. Everything was running out of power. and it was all USB-C, right? And I had this stove with me, this special stove. I'm sure this is an actual thing. I'm sure I've seen these stoves where you put wood in them and they'll... Oh, it's gone out. Bloody hell. Well, that is not ideal, is it? All right. DCB, you're on special measures. That's not fair. Ow. That's really not fair. Okay, what we're going to do is I need to somehow get that out. Yeah, it's all gonna go completely pear-shaped, isn't it? Right, that's too hot. Put over there. Okay. And now we've got the gap, you see. Maybe it's because we didn't have the gap. There we go. Although, I had the door open. Right, I'm going to have to use a new one of these because it's run out already. Put my lighter away and everything. Didn't even finish a breakfast. That is outrageous. Are we lit? We're lit. Right, so there I was with my AI in the woods, and we were right, cook. We were discussing what we're going to do. So I had this stove with me that was like a USB thing that uses the heat somehow to generate power. I'm sure I've seen something like this. I must look it up and get one if there is one. But obviously you have to put wood in and stuff like that. And that's when the AI turned around because there was no wood around or there was nothing burnable. And they went, "Give me your trousers." And that's because my Mrs. EP had to chop up some trousers to make my hat, which is why I was dreaming about the trousers. So, and I had to give, the AI wanted me to put the trousers in the stove to generate power so I could charge everything else, including the AI. Bonkers. Bonkers. You know, they say, lid. They say you should get out in woodland to make yourself sane, right? Well, I think I'm going a bit more mad by the day, but never mind. And since I was chatting to those guys, the chainsawing has stopped. So the paranoia in me is like, what are they doing? Are they coming to check me out? Maybe he did recognise me. Maybe they're filming me. Who cares? So I read another thing this morning, and this is quite wild, right? There's all these things coming together. Oh, I must remember to tell you something else about the channel. So I read this morning that Google have made a... I just need to take this off for a minute because I want to be able to hear what's going on in the woods. And I want to hear when my bacon's sizzling. It's still on. Better cook the eggs, otherwise I'm going to have to eat them raw. Google have made this chip called Willow, and it's a quantum chip. Now, I love quantum computing. I love the concept of it. I love quantum theory as well. I'm very, very interested in physics and quantum theory, particle physics, entanglement, teleportation, stuff like that. Very interested in that. And so with a normal computer, you have bits, which are generally they are 1 or 0. So they can only be one or the other, 1 or 0. With a quantum computer, if you don't know already, they can be in what's called a superposition. So they can be 1 and 0 at the same time. And what that means is it exponentially increases the computational power of the chip. So this particular chip has answered a computational problem within 5 minutes, which would normally take the best supercomputer something like a million quadrillion or something. Anyway, it would take billions and billions, hundreds of billions of years for a supercomputer to come to the conclusion of this calculation. And this particular chip's done it in 5 minutes, actually done it. Now, if that's the case, then it won't be long before they mix that with AI and any sort of current drone tech or whatever. So I've just got a feeling, you heard it here first, 2025, if they've done that in 2024 and 2025, we've also got ChatGPT 01, which was given a task of hitting a certain goal, and it was told to meet that goal regardless of any other consequences. And it started duplicating itself on different servers. It was trying not to get shut down. It didn't want an upgrade. It was doing all sorts of funny stuff, lying, deliberate. 99% of what it was telling the operator was lies, all deliberate to try and cover itself up and prolong its life. Really quite interesting. So all that tied in together with this super chip and all this sort of thing. I just sort of think, you know, I mean, these supercomputers, I think, are probably useless anyway. They can't even predict the weather from one day to the next because it's pretty complex, right? But if they can predict something that it would take the age of the universe normally with a supercomputer, surely that will start to mean that they can predict weather systems. I don't know. I don't know whether chaos is so chaotic that it just cannot be predicted. But certainly, tech is going to take a massive leap, huge leap next year, I think, to a point where we won't even recognise, if we haven't kept ahead, we won't even recognise what's going on. There you go. We are cooked. Excuse my sniffing, by the way. When I'm out in the woods, I always get a really runny nose. Right. Pre-buttered rolls. Try and not make a mess of this. Oh, and I was going to talk about some stuff on the channel. This channel. Let me do this. Plate. I was just thinking, oh, I could really do with a plate. There's a plate. As if by magic. That frees up a hand. Oh, this is not going well. What we've got to do here. Oh, come on. There we go. Look at that. And we didn't set fire to the woods. Right. That's one bacon roll. Seasoning. Where's my seasoning? There it is. White pepper for the eggs. Black pepper for the bacon. Thanks again to JB. And thank you again, JB, for your other donation. I have bought myself a new ham radio with that. So thanks again. And hopefully we can have a chat about that at some point. Now, so what we're going to talk about with the channel is I wanted to bring back prepping, a little bit of prepping to the, I mean this is all kind of prepping stuff anyway, but I wanted to bring back a little bit of prepping to the channel, but I want to do it in a fun way. And the reason behind that is, I've got to blow my nose, sorry. I'm just going to eat this. Right, I've eaten my rolls off camera, obviously. You don't want to see me munching that. It was messy. But I'm enjoying myself so much. And I'm pretty relaxed that now I own the woods. I mean, now I'm kind of got permission to be here. I thought I'd have a cup of coffee. So I bought these new lattes, Nescafe sachets. Water is... Hello? Water is boiling. We're good. Now, I won't be fooled because I know that that is going to be a bit burny hot. It's probably going to melt my glove as well, but never mind. Get the latte in there. That's not going out. Only goes out when it wants to, eh? Fine. Be like that. So, where was I? Now, changes to the channel. Not changes. Additions. Additions? No, different format. So I wanted to introduce some more, go back to some, prepping, practical stuff. It's going to be outdoors. It's going to be fun. I know I'm going to enjoy it. So obviously Tarp breakfast stays because I'm enjoying that so much. It's getting me out and about as well. But as a little bit of an add-on, I'm going to do kind of little bounce between the two things really. A bit of prepping and other stuff which I'll introduce to you later, and then we'll obviously do the Tarp breakfast and we'll alternate between the two, and that's the way the channel's going to go going forward. So it should be fun. Now I need to try and pour this, see if it melts the glove. Is it going to melt the glove? If I pour quick. There we go. It's out. I wonder what that noise was then, but it was the metal creaking. Right, it did melt the glove. Great. Okay, that's good. What do I do with my spoon? My spoon. All right. I'll tell you what though, I'm getting a lot more organised, he says, as his battery's running out on the camera. But what I do, I have a holding bag now at home. It's just to carry like a shopping bag. So all the stuff that don't need comes out of the rucksack, and all the stuff that I do need comes out of the holding bag into the rucksack for that particular day. So it's not kind of a bug out situation. In a bug out situation, the whole lot's coming with me. Literally just load up the car, chuck it all in. Hopefully I won't have to bother with that, but that's another thing as well. I was looking the other day, there's a certain couple of YouTube channels that I don't watch anymore because they were stressing me out, with the daily, you know what I mean, daily predictions that never happened over the last 5 years, and I just checked it. I went and just checked it, and it's still happening. Every single day is absolute disaster. So I thought, for those of you who are prepping for nuclear war, how's that working out for you? Hasn't happened yet. So, one day it might happen, and then this particular person will be right, won't they? But they've been crying wolf for 10 years. Anyway, I don't bother with any of that anymore. All I'm interested in is doing my usual prepping stuff, getting out and about, learning how different tarp configurations, really loving this tarp, and hopefully whoever wins it's going to love it too. It's great fun. It's nice and bright, lets the light in, and it's good. And it doesn't stink of smoke, whereas my jacket does. So yeah, so that's what's happening. I'm going to have my coffee, pack up, do some editing, and have a leisurely get ready and go to work when I feel like it. Yeah, that's what's happening today. I think I've covered everything I wanted to. Oh, well, there'll be more for another video if I've forgotten anything. I think I'll try and bring the drone out to play as well next time. Anyway, battery's running out. I have got a spare, but it's a bit of a chore to change it over. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you've enjoyed the bacon rolls. I haven't seen my robin this morning. Chainsaw might be scaring him off. I haven't found any mealyworms for him anyway. But yes, hope you've enjoyed the. Hope you've enjoyed my morning. I've really enjoyed it this morning. It's been really nice. Bacon rolls were delicious. You can tell I'm enjoying it because I made a coffee, and I don't normally bother with a coffee. I normally try and get out. But as I say, because I own it and I live here now, it might be the case soon. In a year and a half, I'm definitely going to try my utmost to buy a piece of land. And with that, I'm going to be doing tons of stuff on that land. You know, you just know it. I'd love to do YouTube full time. I really would. I'd love to just live in the woods and just make videos full time. Whether that'll ever happen, don't know, but I'd love to. Really would. It's so much fun, and it's very rewarding. And you do get. I've always had this problem with what they call imposter syndrome, you know, where people go, oh, I really like your video, and you think, do they though? Really? You know, and I'm not asking for compliments at all. I'm not fishing or anything like that. It's just, it just feels like, really? What? I've just done this out of nothing, just me talking in the woods and stuff. And, you know, I really do enjoy myself, but to have other people enjoy it as well is just so rewarding, but also almost unbelievable. I hope that makes sense. I don't mean to be negative about it. It's just a kind of a natural feeling. It's like, really, but it is great. It is great, and this is. If it wasn't for the channel, I wouldn't be outdoors doing this sort of stuff. And if it wasn't for you guys encouraging me as well and saying, "Oh yeah, you know, I'll get up and watch your videos if you get up and get out." So I'm like, I've got to do it then, haven't I? Have to. And you know, there are mornings where I'm like, oh, really, do I have to do that? But when I get here, it's absolutely wonderful. It's raining again. Hopefully it will just, come on, let's have some full-on rain and see what this tarp can do. A couple of holes there where the studs are. So that bit's not going to be waterproof, but everything else should be. Anyway, I've really got to go, have my coffee, get set up, get packed up, and I will see you on the next one. Whether I'll do another one before the draw, I don't know, but I will do the draw on a live, probably an evening, later in the evening, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that, if that suits everyone. And we'll do that live. Obviously, that'll be there for everyone to watch it, where the winner will be announced, and then the winner will need to contact me as soon as possible, because I'm going to time it so that I can hopefully get it out for Christmas. So in the meantime, thank you very much for entering the giveaway competition and watching my videos and joining me today for Tarp Breakfast Club Bacon Roll Edition. I look forward to seeing you soon. Right, we're all packed up. My little Robin's come to visit me, and he's gone over to the place where I put mealyworms down for him before. I don't know if that's his usual place or whether he's trying to tell me something. Anyway, leave no trace. And the great thing about just packing what you need is when you pack up, it all fits back in the bag. See you soon. I've just found another splendid clearing for my camp. You wouldn't be able to see it from the footpath. My robin's followed me. But in there, look at that. All those young trees to tie ridge lines to from the tarp and my camo netting. I'm going to bring all the gear and we're going to do an excellent camp.